What we know about the 6 hostages, who Israel says were killed by Hamas in Gaza. The bodies of 6 hostages held by Hamas have been recovered in an underground tunnel in Gaza, Israel's military said Sunday. The captives, including an Israeli American, were among the more than 200 people taken by the militants into Gaza following their deadly cross-border rampage on October 7. 5 of them were taken from an Israeli music festival, where hundreds were killed, and dozens more were kidnapped by Hamas fighters. The 6th was captured from a nearby farming community, according to the Hostages Families Forum, which has coordinated efforts to highlight the plight of the captives and their families and push for their release. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, said their bodies were found in a Hamas-run tunnel under the city of Rafah, and that they were brutally murdered a short while before troops were able to reach them. The location was approximately 1 kilometer (0.6 miles) from the tunnel where another hostage was rescued alive days earlier, an IDF spokesperson added. 3 of the 6 hostages, whose bodies were recovered, were expected to be released during the first phase of an eventual ceasefire agreement, two Israeli officials have told CNN. Hersh Goldberg Polin, Eden Yerushalmi, and Carmel Gat were slated to be released as part of the humanitarian category, based on the framework Israel and Hamas agreed to in early July, the officials said, with one of them adding, "Our Prime Minister delayed it. Here's what we know about the hostages." Hersh Goldberg Polin, the 23-year-old Israeli-American, became one of the most recognizable faces of the enduring hostage crisis, after he was taken at gunpoint by Hamas militants from the Nova Music Festival. Banners and murals demanding his return were often displayed in Jerusalem and around the world. When Hamas gunmen poured into southern Israel on October 7, Goldberg Polin and his friends were forced to hide inside a small bomb shelter. As the militants began to lob grenades into the bunker, Goldberg Polin rushed to throw them out before his arm was blown off from the elbow down, according to a first-hand account from his friend. Goldberg Polin's parents, John Polin and Rachel Goldberg Polin, have been among the most vocal of the hostage families, pushing Netanyahu to seek a deal securing their relatives' return. They have also regularly met top U.S. officials in Washington to press the case of the hostages and gave an emotional address at this month's Democratic National Convention. Born in Oakland, California, Goldberg Polin immigrated to Israel with his family at age 7. An elder brother to 2 sisters, he was a happy-go-lucky, laid-back, good-humored, respectful, and curious person who loved soccer and music, according to his family. He had been obsessed with geography and travel since he was a little boy, his mother said. Alexander Lobanov, the 32-year-old father of 2, from the coastal city of Ashkelon in southern Israel, was also kidnapped from the Nova Music Festival, where he was working as a bar manager. Testimonies indicate that Lobanov helped evacuate people at the festival and ran with 5 others into the Be'eri forest, where he was later captured by Hamas gunmen. Lobanov is survived by his wife and 2 children, a 2-year-old and a 5-month-old. His younger child was born while he was in captivity. Carmel Gat, the 40-year-old from Tel Aviv, was staying at her parents' home in the border kibbutz of Be'eri in southern Israel when Hamas fighters broke in at around 10 a.m. on October 7 and forcibly took her away. Be'eri was one of the hardest-hit communities in the October 7 attacks, with Hamas killing 101 of its residents, including children. 30 people were abducted from the kibbutz that day. After 50 days without a sign of life, Gat's family received testimony from returned hostages who described her as their guardian angel. To help them endure captivity, she taught them meditation and yoga. The occupational therapist was full of compassion and love, and always finding ways to support and help others, according to the Hostages Families Forum. She loved solo travel, meeting new people, and live rock music. She was particularly fond of English rock band Radiohead, Almog Sarusi. The 27-year-old was at the Nova Music Festival with his girlfriend of 5 years. When the attack happened, the pair tried to escape by car, along with friends, but his girlfriend was shot and severely injured. Sarusi stayed by her side in a desperate attempt to save her. She died, and he was subsequently captured and taken to Gaza. According to the Hostages Families Forum, Sarusi was remembered as a positive person who loved traveling around Israel in his white SUV with his guitar, according to the forum. Eden Yerushalmi, the 24-year-old from Tel Aviv, was working as a bartender at the Nova Music Festival on October 7. When sirens sounded, she sent a video of rocket fire to her family group chat, saying she was leaving the party, according to the hostages' families forum. As Hamas fighters went about their rampage, Yerushalmi called the police, describing the situation and pleading, "Find me, okay?" For 4 hours, she spoke with her two sisters, May and Shani, who heard everything she went through as she tried to escape. Her last words were, "Shani, they've caught me." Those who knew Yerushalmi described her as a vibrant young woman with many friends and hobbies. She loved spending summer days at the beach playing paddleball, attending parties, and was studying to become a Pilates instructor. According to the hostages' families forum, Ori Danino, the eldest of 5 siblings, the 25-year-old planned to study electrical engineering. The Jerusalem native was kidnapped from the Nova Music Festival while driving back to help others escape. According to the hostages' families forum, he was the son of Einov and Elchanan, and partner to Leal. Ori was known for his ambition, love for people, and was beloved by all. The forum said, he loved nature and was very handy.